Sitting at the back, did one of his little rock reports about our announcement, and he was very flattering to me. He said, "This announcement comes, Mr. Scott will be the talk of the ITMA in Milan." I'm actually pleased to say that I'm not. What's even more exciting for all of our customers and people coming on our booth are the new products and the exciting new things that we're showing at the ITMA this year. Turn it on. Okay, it's okay, got it. So, what I'd like to start off with is, at Uster, although we make instrumentation for our customers to measure in their process, we actually view the world in a much, much broader way. For many, many years now since we've been Uster Technologies, we've got our brand with Uster, and underneath it says Think Quality. And everyone assumes they know what that means. But in fact, we've realised over the years that with everything we do, we can actually give something to our customers that nobody else can. And with the very unique approaches we take in the company, we're now giving our customers the real ability to manage their operations with quality in mind. And many management consultants in the past have said that the only constant in business is change. For us, the only constant in the textile industry is quality. Everyone is always focused on quality. So, let me give you some background to our thinking here. First of all, I don't know if any of you have ever imagined what it must be like to imagine a spinning mill or to manage a textile company. Personally, I would hate to take on that challenge. Must be incredibly difficult. All of these different things to consider: market reputation, controlling costs. Are my employees the right employees for the company? Is my quality right? So many, many moving parts. And when I reflect on this and I look at what I have to do as the CEO of Uster, I've actually got a really easy life. Our customers, on the other hand, really, really difficult. And these are some of the questions that go through their minds all the time and keep them awake at night. You've got things up there, where can I optimise my raw material costs without compromising my quality? Big challenge today. How do I keep the yarn quality on a constant level? This is one thing that all of the customers that have come to our booth have been saying to us: consistency of quality. That's the really important factor today. The level of quality people expect, but they want it to be consistent. How can I control contamination? A major, major issue. And you'll hear more about some of our approaches to that a bit later on. And of course, sustainability is a big topic at this show. Lots of people talking about sustainability in the textile industry. For Uster, sustainability means something slightly different. Of course, we're concerned about people saving cost and energy and being good to the environment. But for us, a sustainable business is one that can reliably deliver profit. And that's what we try and help our customers. Now, earlier this year, we released a new Uster News Bulletin, the Uster News Bulletin number 50. And the title of that news bulletin is actually Managing Your Mill with Quality in Mind. Now, all of you have got a little red kind of moleskin type book in front of you, and if you go through that book, you'll see every now and again there's a page in there with key performance indicators, process indicators and whatever that we advocate our customers should focus on if they're managing their mill with quality in mind. And what we feel we've produced today is a guide for spinning mills to manage their operations. We don't just talk about making measurements, we consider the whole thing. Of course, the key objective for a mill is to produce a yarn of the required quality, what their customers are looking for. No defects, minimal waste. But we also consider that things like the organisation and the processes and the cost effectiveness and the use of resources are also very, very important. And if you have a quality mindset, it really gives you a perspective that allows you to think about that managing quality in your mill. And again, back to this, all these moving parts, it's really, really complicated. And apart from these things, customers also worry about bigger issues. For example, the economic climate. What's going on in the economy? Well, the point is there isn't anything they can do about that. It is what it is. What can I do about raw material costs? again, nothing that our customers can do about this. The raw material costs what it costs on the market. And then market trends. Well, the fact is, they're market trends, it's tracking what has happened before. And of course, people try and predict the future. I learned a long time ago, that's a very, very risky thing to try and do. What you've got to be able to do is have your operation flexible enough that when the future does whatever it will do, you can react. So that you've then got a sustainable business that survives into the future. The one thing that our customers can control, and this is where we can help them, is they can control quality. So we're advocating a very sharp focus for our customers to help them move forward. Now, there it is, think quality. We've actually broken the approach down into 5 really straightforward steps. 5 things for customers to remember. First of all, we have a specification. If you have a specification from your customer and you know what it is you need to produce, then it's very easy to meet their expectations. And of course, from Uster, we have the Uster statistics, these benchmarks that people use. We give people tools to be able to talk to each other and get very clear on what the requirement is for the product that's going to be delivered. This, of course, is where our instrumentation comes in. You've got the specification, your operation is running. So now you need to measure to make sure that what you're producing meets the specification. And of course, from Uster, you know, we've been in this business now for more than 60 years. Our reputation speaks for itself. We've got Swissness behind us. We make a full range of instrumentation that our customers can depend upon, and we don't let them down. And we cover the entire process now, all the way from the blow room right the way through to the yarn going out of the mill. Now this now is the game changer, giving customers the opportunity and the ability to really control what is going on within their mills. And there's a product that Gabby Peters will be talking about in a moment that really is the star of the show for us. It's called the Total Testing Centre. And what it allows us to do is to combine laboratory data and data that we collect in the process to give customers the ability to react and get into the process and fix things. And just so the idea is clear, what all spinning mills do when they start is they set up the machines. They run them for a bit and they take some samples and take them into the laboratory and they measure them. And then they start tuning the settings on the machines until they get what they need to make products of required specification. And in the past, we've advocated for customers that to manage your mill with quality in mind, you need to put together a testing protocol. So every few weeks or months, you're making regular tests and trying to stay on top of the process. The problem with that, of course, is that time is not on your side. And it may be, in many cases, several months before you realise that there's a fundamental problem somewhere with the machine settings that have drifted over time. So what we can do now is that we can use data that we gather with the yarn clearer. From the Uster Quantum yarn clearer, the way to think of it is that it's a miniature version of our laboratory yarn tester. Many of the measurements that we test in the laboratory yarn system, we also make those measurements with the clearer. And where we're completely different from anybody else is that the measurements correlate with each other. And what we offer customers now is that if they are working with Uster systems, they have the ability now to be testing 100% of their production. Total testing. It means that if there are deviations, they can be detected quickly. They can take defective material, analyse it in the lab, work out what's going on, and then make corrections. But now with the Total Testing Centre, we've taken that a step further. And Gabby will give you some more details in a moment. But we've captured all the knowledge that we've gathered over the years in Uster over this last 60 plus years. And we have an assistant called Assistant Q that's now within our Total Testing Centre. And by the way, I haven't stolen this from James Bond. Right? This is Uster's assistant Q. Q's for quality, obviously. And with that fast intervention, we allow our customers to be more profitable because time is money. The faster you react, get things back on track, the more reliable you're going to be as a supplier. And then, of course, it's about improving. This is where Assistant Q helps in the process. All this information, we have our textile technology group, go out and visit customers. But the difference now is we have somebody there that's 24/7 giving help to the spinners. And last but not least, sustain. And I mentioned before what sustainability means to us in Uster. And we really see ourselves positioned in this complex game as we're providing the tool set that helps support company sustainability initiatives. Because we can help them measure. If they measure, they can control. And they can bring all these different topics into the game. And of course, the other thing that I mentioned, for me, sustainable business is profitable business. Unless you're a charity. And I don't think there are many companies here or customers that consider themselves to be charities. So, that is the think quality approach that we put together at Uster. We have the Uster News Bulletin that supports the ideas behind it. We now have products that we've developed with this whole thing in mind. Everything now revolves around this notion of think quality. And this is the key to helping our customers into the future. Okay? Now, if anyone's got any questions, we'll pick them up at the end, because what I want to do now is hand over to our product manager for laboratory testing, and that's Kevin Peters.